Hi Jean, hi Frida, Patty Pie here. Thank you for making my very first video response. I thought that was pretty cool. I enjoyed your story. Thank you for all the nice compliments. I appreciate them very much. I'm glad you enjoyed my music. I certainly think you are a talented and gifted artist. Your walking sticks are extremely unusual, and I have never seen anything quite like them. Your story about New York, I have a similar one actually. I hadn't been back in quite some time. I don't know, it was about 3 or 4 years, and a friend of mine has a leather shop in Greenwich Village, and he was going through some problems, and he wanted me to come and manage his store for a couple months. So I said okay, and I packed up and went out there, and I got off the plane at JFK, and the first thing I did was I walked over to the telephone and tried to call my friend, and some operator got on the phone. She was like extremely rude. You know, like, well, what's it? What? It's not the right area code. You know, what do you want from me? That kind of thing. You know? And I'm like, so I put the phone down, and then I got my luggage, and I went to the escalator, and the escalator was, you know, filthy, dirty, and broken. So, this is New York, I'm thinking to myself. So I'm walking, you know, I start walking down the stairs with my luggage. I get on the train, subway, to go to 6th Avenue in the city where my friend lives, over by the Empire State Building. So I had to get off at 6th Avenue and walk over. So I walk up the stairs from the subway, and the very first man I see is this homeless man, and he is wearing, he's looking at me eyeball to eyeball as I come up the stairs, and he is wearing a spaghetti strainer on his head for a hat, not a colander. I'm talking about one with the stick. Like, and he looks at me and he says, he has this clownish circus performer look about him, and he said, "Hi," really upbeat, you know, and he said, "Oh, you have luggage. You're going somewhere. Surprise! You've arrived." And it was like, I thought, I'm back in New York. It's definitely art in motion in New York. Everything is art, like Andy Warhol said. Oh, there's my Lancey Lance. My Lance the cat is gonna start crying now. Anyway, I also had a joke for you. I wanted to tell you a joke I thought you would appreciate. There's this man, and he's lost in the desert, and he hasn't had any food or water for like 3 days. He's just about dead, and he's crawling along. Every ounce of energy he can muster up, he's crawling along the desert floor, and all of a sudden he runs into this traveling salesman, and he grabs onto the salesman's shoe, and he says, "Please, water, water." And the salesman says, "Speak up, bud, I can't hear you." So he says, "Water, water." And the salesman says, "Well, I'll tell you, bud, I don't have any water, but I got a beautiful deal on ties today. Any tie you want, only $3. He says, "No, water, water." He says, "Well, I tell you what, bud, it looks like you're having a rough day and you're in a bad way. I'll give you 2 for $5. And the guy says, "Oh, please, water." He says, "Sorry, can't help you." So off he goes. And the guy he's just about ready to pass out. And he crawls along for about, you know, another 10-15 minutes, and all of a sudden he comes past this embankment, and he sees in front of him what looks to be like a Mexican restaurant. He doesn't know if he's hallucinating or what by this time, but he sees these people having this great old time, and they're drinking margaritas and laughing and dancing, and so he just reaches down within his soul, and he says, I gotta get over to that door. So he crawls very slowly over to the door, and he knocks on the door, and the maitre d' answers. And he says to the maitre d', please, sir, water, water. And the maitre d' says, I'm sorry, sir, you can't come in here without a tie. You guys might like that. All right, well, I'm going to sign off here. This is Gang Member Pie signing off. I got my gang member bandana on today. I actually went out, I had a bad hair day. I went out in this bandana a couple months ago, and I stopped to get a cold drink in this kind of a pool hall type pub where a lot of kids go, and not in a bad neighborhood or anything, but I just went in there, and they actually told me to remove my bandana. You'll have to remove your bandana. And I said, why? And I said, don't tell me. Is it because do they think I'm wearing colors? Do they think I'm a gang member? And the lady just looked at me. So I don't know. Do I look like a gang member to you? All right. Well, we'll see you later. I'm gonna go stroll up and down the Central Avenue and try to up my street cred. Take care now, guys.